You are trying to build a mansion with the tools of a carpenter who only knows how to build sheds. And that's exactly why you are stuck. Here's the brutal truth nobody tells you. The person you are right now is perfectly designed to get the results you are currently getting. Nothing more, nothing less. If you want a different life, you need to become a different person. And today I'm going to show you exactly what that means. Most people believe change is about doing different things. Wake up earlier, work harder, hustle more, but they are missing the real game. The real transformation happens when you shift who you believe you are at your core. Think about it. Like this. There's a man who wants to become wealthy. Every morning he wakes up and tells himself he's going to work hard. He reads books. He takes action. But deep inside, in that quiet place where his real beliefs live, he still sees himself as someone who struggles with money, someone who never quite makes it. That internal image is his identity. And your identity is like a thermostat. No matter how hot the room gets, it will always pull you back to the temperature it's set at. This is why lottery winners go broke. A study showed that 70% of lottery winners end up bankrupt within a few years. Why? Because their identity didn't change. They still saw themselves as poor people who got lucky. And the mind has a strange way of creating circumstances that match who we believe we are. You can try every strategy in the world. But if you don't change the person looking back at you in the mirror, you will keep getting pulled back to square one. Your dream life exists in a different identity. And until you step into that identity, it will remain a dream. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Your current self is addicted to comfort, and comfort is the assassin of transformation. Let me tell you about Sarah. She worked in the same office job for 8 years. Every Sunday night, she would tell herself this was the week she'd start her business. She had the idea. She had the plan. But Monday would come, and she'd slip right back into her routine. Coffee at the same time, same desk, same conversations. She wasn't lazy. She was comfortable. And comfort whispers a dangerous lie. You are safe here. But here's what Sarah didn't realize. Every time she chose comfort, she was reinforcing her old identity. She was telling her brain, this is who I am, this is where I belong. The dream version of her life required risk. It required uncertainty. It required her to sit in the discomfort of not knowing what would happen next. But her current identity rejected all of that. The person you need to become lives on the other side of discomfort. That version of you makes decisions your current self would never make. They have conversations your current self would avoid. They take risks that make your current self anxious. And that's the point. You cannot become someone new while doing the same things that made you who you are now. Your brain will resist. It will create every excuse. It will tell you to wait, to prepare more, to play it safe. But those thoughts aren't protecting you. They are protecting the old version of you, the version that needs to die so the new you can be born. Now let me show you what this looks like in real life. Before Oprah Winfrey became Oprah, she was a local news anchor who got fired because they said she was unfit for television. Imagine that. The woman who would go on to build $1 billion empire was told she wasn't good enough for TV. But here's what happened next. Oprah made a decision. Not just a decision about what to do, but a decision about who to become. She stopped trying to fit into what other people wanted. She stopped trying to be like other news anchors. She decided to become someone who led with authenticity, someone who connected with people's emotions, someone who wasn't afraid to be vulnerable on camera. That decision meant walking away from the blueprint everyone else was following. It meant looking foolish at times. It meant people doubting her. But she protected that new identity fiercely. Every choice she made from that point forward was filtered through one question. Is this what the person I'm becoming would do? And that's the secret. Successful people don't just set goals. They make identity-based decisions. When faced with a choice, they don't ask, what do I want? They ask, who am I becoming? And they choose in alignment with that future self, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. The old Oprah would have stayed safe, would have found another local news job, would have played small. But the new Oprah, the one she decided to become, couldn't accept that life anymore. And once you truly shift your identity, your old life becomes unbearable. It doesn't fit anymore, like trying to squeeze into clothes from when you were a child. You have outgrown them. So here's the part that most motivational content won't tell you. Becoming a different person means letting the old you die. And that feels like grief. Because it is grief. You will lose friends who only knew the old version of you. You will feel guilty for wanting more when everyone around you has settled. You will question yourself on the hard days. You will wonder if you made a mistake. This is normal. This is the cost of transformation. But here's what makes it worth it. On the other side of that death is a version of you that you will actually respect. A version that keeps promises to themselves. A version that doesn't need permission or validation. A version that looks at obstacles and sees opportunities. That person isn't some fantasy. They are real. They are just waiting for you. You claim them. Your dream life isn't going to fall into your lap. It's not going to be handed to the person you are right now. It's reserved for the person you are willing to become. And the beautiful thing, you get to decide who that is. Not your past, not your circumstances, not other people's opinions. You. So what now? You have two paths. You can close this video and go back to the same patterns, the same thoughts, the same identity that's been keeping you exactly where you are. Or you can make a different choice. Start asking yourself better questions. Not what do I want to do, but who do I need to become? Not how do I get there, but what would the person who's already there decide right now? Your dream life is not a destination. It's a byproduct of becoming someone worthy of it. Someone disciplined when they don't feel like it. Someone who takes action despite fear. Someone who builds in private while others are watching TV. That person doesn't exist yet. But they can. Starting today, starting with one decision that your old self wouldn't make. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not filled with more information or more motivation. It's filled with a new identity. Your dream life needs a different you. And the most powerful thing you will ever realize is this. You have permission to become that person. Right now, in this moment. The only question is, will you?